Hello there and a very good evening to you. You're just in time for TV47 Weekend. We've got plenty lined up for you here tonight. Remember, you can interact with us at TV47 Kenya across all social media platforms with the hashtag being TV47 Weekend. But before that, let's take a look at tonight's top stories. Tonight,
Unganisha Wajaluo na Wakikuyu peke yake, unganisha makabila yote ya Kenya. Hiyo ndio msingi ya azimio la umoja.
ODM leader Raila Odinga puts corrupt individuals on notice, vows to end graft if elected president.
I am running for president of the Republic of Kenya.
Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka insists he will be in the ballot as the race to State House gains momentum. A mother and her 3 children buried in the same casket in Nakuru. Welcome to the broadcast. Catherine Simaloy is our sign language interpreter. I am Muthoni Maina. Starting off, a family of 4 in Ndenderu, Nakuru County has been buried in one casket. This follows an arson attack that claimed the lives of a mother and her 3 children who were burnt beyond recognition. As Chichi Josephine reports, police are holding the key suspect who is the family's patriarch.
Mourners trickled to this hilly farm of Turi at Denderu village in Molo, Nakuru County to bid farewell to a family of 4 who died following an arson attack. The 4 were buried in one casket, same grave. According to Molo Sub-County Deputy County Commissioner Josephat Mutisia, the victims Alice Njeri, 32 years, Francis Mwangi, 9 years, Lucy Nyambura, 6 years, and Samuel Kamau, 3 years, were burnt beyond recognition.
Ilichomeka beyond kutambua huyu ni nani mpaka wakati maybe DNA ichukuliwe. Joseph
Gikonyo is a family member.
Kuna mambo mawili ambayo tuliangalia kama jamii sababu ya kuazika kwenye jeneza moja. Familia hii ilikuwa imechomeka hadi kumalizika. Mifupa tu ndio ilikuwa imebaki na kama makaa, ni kama makaa tu, kama jivu. Kwa hivyo tukaona ya kwamba kama jamii tungeweza kutengeneza majeneza kama 4.
Nakuru County Women Rep Liza Chelule accused the youth of abusing drugs, which she has attributed to the rising cases of gender-based violence and murder in the society.
Hii mambo hii ni bangi na pombe. Hivyo nataka kusema tuone vile tunaweza kumaliza pombe na mambo ya bangi kama serikali. Serikali ya county. Ninakuja sasa serikali ya county. Lazima tukienda sasa tukimaliza uchaguzi, waheshimiwa wenzangu, tuone kwa kila ward tukue na rehabilitation center. Tukue na rehabilitation center. Hallelujah, nyukega uruke. Hallelujah, nyukega uruke.
Chichi Josephine, TV47, Nakuru.
Hallelujah, nyukega. It is indeed such a gut-wrenching incident. May they rest in peace. Now on to the political helm, as ODM leader Raila Odinga now says he will ensure all corrupt individuals within government are put behind bars if elected president. Speaking in Thika, Kiambu County, the ODM boss condemned flammable utterances made by a section of leaders, saying hate mongers do not stand a chance in the society. Mwangi Maina reports.
Saturday, and ODM leader Raila Odinga took his vote-hunting mission to Thika Town, Kiambu County, at the Thika Stadium, where thousands of residents had turned out in large numbers to welcome him. Addressing Thika residents, the ODM boss once again poked holes on Deputy President William Ruto's source of wealth, saying that he will ensure all corrupt leaders are arrested and jailed once he ascends to power.
tutawapeleka Kamiti. Wanafikiri Wakenya ni wajinga. Wakenya si wajinga. Wakenya ni warevu.
When we put you in State House, you will have your ODM wing as part of Azimio. You will have a strong Jubilee as part of Azimio. Now we are sure even the other partners watakuja, because what we were doing in that law na tukapigania sana, karibu ya vita, ni tunajenga hiyo nyumba kubwa.
Divisive politics and utterances that could plunge the country into ugly chaos were condemned in the Azimio rally, with leaders who took to the podium saying every Kenyan has a right to live in any part of the country.
Tutaki mambo ya ubaguzi. Tunataka Mkenya aishi kila mahali. Mjaluo anaweza kuishi hapa, Mkamba, Mkikuyu anaweza kuishi huko Homa Bay, hata huko Eldoret, kila mahali. Sivyo? Hata Muhindi. Mwingine anasema Muhindi aende Punjab.
Sisi Kiambu yote, 30% ya people wa Kiambu 2.7 million ni wa kutoka mahali pengine. Sisi tumesema hivi, hapo ni nyumbani, hapa ni kwenu, mujisikie mko nyumbani, na tunataka kutoka kesho muanze kujiandikisha ili mpige kura hapa, kwa sababu sisi we are Rainbow County.
While popularizing the Azimio la Umoja, Raila elaborated the genesis of the handshake between him and the president, dispelling propaganda that they came together so that he would clinch power after Uhuru's term comes to an end. The former Prime Minister says the handshake was to bring to an end ethnic animosity and unite the entire country.
Sio kuunganisha Wajaluo na Wakikuyu peke yake, kuunganisha makabila yote ya Kenya. Hiyo ndio msingi ya Azimio la Umoja.
Na yule ambaye amecommit, ana uwezo, ana nia ya kutupiga jeki ni Raila Amolo Odinga.
At the same time, Odinga took a swipe at Deputy President William Ruto, saying he has failed the Jubilee Party, derailing the government's agenda. Raila defended his proposed social protection fund, where households without an income will receive a monthly stipend of 6,000 Kenya shillings, insisting this is not a handout as alleged by his opponents.
Umesikia ile tangatanga wanasema hiyo ni handout. The handout. Upon handouts. That is a necessity to sustain life. Hiyo sio handout. Wewe anaongea jamaa ya kutoa ahadi. Kila mara ahadi. Aliahidi watoto yote laptop. Hiyo laptop alileta. Hiyo laptop sasa anawaambia wheelbarrow.
Earlier, Raila met leaders and Jubilee Party delegates from Kiambu County, where they unanimously endorsed his presidential bid and promised to rally behind him. In his quest to climb the mountain, ODM leader Raila Odinga has promised the mountaineers, and especially residents of Kiambu County, that he will not forget them in the event that he takes over the leadership of the country. He has promised to form the government together with them and carry on the development projects that have been initiated by President Uhuru Kenyatta under the Jubilee government. Mwangi Maina, TV47 from Thika Stadium, Kiambu County.
Thank you, Mwangi Maina, for that intriguing report. Now, still on political matters, Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka has rubbished claims that the August 9th presidential contest is a two-horse race, saying he will be on the ballot. Liza Mutuko with the story.
Finally, Kalonzo's big day came. Not just a meeting for the region, but his declaration to be in the race for State House come August 9th, dismissing possibilities of playing the second fiddle.
I am running for President of the Republic of Kenya.
However, Kalonzo's Ukambani declaration meeting, which brought together the Ukambani leaders and the community, was dealt a blow after 3 governors from the region skipped the meeting despite the fact that they received an invitation. Kalonzo dismissing claims of cracks within One Kenya Alliance.
The time to bring to an end the culture of political deception, deceit, the culture of corruption, endless corruption, the culture of denying people, a whole nation, 50-something million of us, languishing in poverty because of corruption. The time has come to put an end to this matter. I am running for president because I'm one of you. I am running for president because I believe and I love this nation.
Kalonzo dismissing claims of cracks within One Kenya Alliance.
Mr. President, if I can do that for the DRC, what is it I cannot do for Kenya?
The politics of betrayal also played in the Ukambani declaration meeting. Presidential aspirant Jimmy Wanjigi, who was also in attendance, chiding ODM boss Raila Odinga for what he terms as betrayal in NASA.
I'm very clear in my politics. Kuna wakati there is a season for everything. And you can't keep having a season ya Raila Amolo Odinga. Na musidanganywe na mutu. Kama si ye, by today this race would have already been won. Kama si ye, please remember, NASA ilikuwa na Vice President Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka.
The duo dismissing a narrative that the August 9th general election is a 2-horse race.
Kwa sababu niko na hiyo document. Walishauriana wakatengeneza MOU. Labda bwana Vice President, kuna siku ambao utaonyesha watu kwanza wa hapa Ukambani hiyo MOU.
The declaration comes as Kalonzo is expected to solidify his political base ahead of the next polls. Having declared to be on the ballot come August 9th polls, now all eyes are on the One Kenya Alliance to see if they will name him as the flag bearer. Elizabeth Motuko, TV 47 Yatta, Machakos County.
Now, Gotv boss Francis Atwoli has hit out at ANC leader Musalia Mudavadi, saying he was unable to lead the Luhya nation and therefore cannot lead the country. Elsewhere in Mount Kenya East region, Meru Governor Kiraitu Murungi says his party will fight for the interest of the region. Here is Paul Kirobi with that story.
Just a day after the Oka principals met to deliberate on their flag bearer ahead of the August elections, Gotv boss Francis Atwoli has hit out at the One Kenya Alliance principals for what is said is being weak to lead the country. Atwoli and Lugari MP Ayub Savula now calling for disbandment of Oka coalition.
Tabu yenu ni indecisiveness in making decision. Mimi nilimpa Musalia nafasi ya kuwa kiongozi wetu na spokesperson wetu 2016 mpaka leo, no even one single rally. Hata juzi ile nilitengeneza Kakamega on 31st of December, bure haja aongee na watu. Na mimi nataka kuambia nyinyi, msifuate yeye.
Tumetoka bedroom tukakuja sitting room, tukaanza kunywa chai na msichana amekaa pale mbele. Tunasema ni nani ataenda kutongoza huyu msichana? Hakuna.
Atwoli's harsh message to the 4 principals coming days after the principals held a series of meetings with no new development. A crack has emerged within Oka as Kakamega Senator Cleophas Malala now pushing for Mudavadi's candidature under the Oka umbrella.
Sisi tunataka tuambie kwamba mtoni ndogo ndio inamwaga kwa mtoni kubwa. Sisi Waluhya ndio wengi Hatuwezi kuwa kila saa tuna support watu wengine na mtoto wetu hatumsupport. In 2007 wakati Musalia alikuwa kwa ile kamati ya Kofi Annan, yeye alikubali Kalonzo akawa vice president, akakubali Raila akawa prime minister. In 2017 Musalia alikubali kukampeinia Raila kama president, Kalonzo kama deputy president. Ni wakati sasa Mheshimiwa Kalonzo na Mheshimiwa Raila waregeshe mkono sasa.
Meanwhile, a section of Mount Kenya East political leaders, led by Meru Governor Kiraitu Murungi, have started realigning themselves ahead of the August 9th elections. Murungi now saying they will ensure the region does not lag behind in development matters.
Tumechoka kwa hiyo siasa ya umbwa na paka. Tukiingia msituni kuwinda kutafuta nyama, hata sisi tutakula. If you don't want to be in the bus, you are free. Ingia kwa UDA, tutakutana kwa kiwanja. Sidio? Hataki makelele, tutakutana kwa kiwanja.
Kwa hivyo nasema wamama, hii chama ni yetu. Hii chama ni ya nani? Ni yetu na tunatakana tuingie kabisa, na nawaomba muingie kwa chama ndio isaidie wamama. Na mtuchagulie Lene Kivuti hapa. Kwa sababu tumesema kama Isiolo tunataka bedroom yetu tukienda Nairobi inakuwa hapa.
Sisi hatuna uandui na mtu yeyote. Hatuna uandui na watu wa kutoka Kikuyu. Hatuna uandui na watu wa kutoka Rift Valley. Hatuna uandui na watu wa kutoka Ukambani. Lakini vile tunasema hapa ni kwamba lazima tukule machungwa nyumbani, si ndio? Na lazima tutumie wheelbarrow huko kwa sababu tunajenga nyumba, si ndio? Lakini ikunja ikiwa katika Kwambazi huko juu.
Murungi lamented that the region has been left out in terms of appointments and development. Paul Kirobi, TV47.
Thank you, Paul Kirobi, for that report. Now it's time to take a very short break. We will be right back with more. Do keep it right here.
You are watching TV47.
Hello and welcome to TV47 Wildlife. I am your host, Sandra Wahito. And this show lets you see the beautiful wildlife varieties and nature we have in our magical country right from your couch.
Attention please. Please do not smoke in the terminal building. Smoking is only permitted in the specified smoking areas. Thank you.
As entities re-strategize, as you set your resolutions, as you plan for a great year ahead, we at Morning Cafe stay true to the call. We make sure that we get you ahead so you can always stay ahead.
Looking for ways to make cash this January? Well, look no further. The Grind is here to ensure you have all the information you need. We bring you exciting successful stories of various entrepreneurs.
A typical Kenyan want results. You know, their mind are result-based. They want affordability and results.
And how they managed to make it in the business industry.
The beauty about the whole thing is, apart from the challenges, you experience challenges.
Welcome back. Now, 2 people have been killed in 2 separate attacks in Baringo and Elgeyo Marakwet counties by suspected bandits as the security crisis in the 2 regions deepens. As David Muthoka now reports, 1 person was shot dead and his body burnt in Mochongoi, Baringo County, while the other was killed at Kabasirani area in neighboring Elgeyo Marakwet County, with locals now fleeing their homes for fear of their lives.
Panic, fear and the sound of rapid gunfire rent the air on Saturday in Mochongoi, Baringo County as locals fled the area for fear of their lives. This coming moments after a peace meeting convened by Baringo leaders led by Senator Gideon Moi, Woman Representative Gladwell Cheruyot and Baringo South Legislator Charles Kamuren was disrupted. For hours, security officers present at the meeting engaged suspected bandits in an exchange of gunfire in the latest case of insecurity in volatile Baringo South. The meeting had been convened to chart the way forward for a region torn by cases of banditry and came barely hours after 2 people had been brutally murdered in separate attacks in Baringo and Elgeyo Marakwet. In Baringo, suspected bandits burned the body of the deceased moments after they shot him dead before torching houses in the area, while in Kaparsiran, Elgeyo Marakwet, suspected bandits left the deceased for the dead after shooting him. With a cloud of fear and uncertainty hovering above their heads, locals fearing for their lives have been forced to flee their homes and are currently camping at schools that have for days remained shut.
Na ng'ombe ile mebakisha. Lakini nyingi au amechukua. Hata sijui alikuwa mwezi wa 9 karibu mwezi wa 10. Anachukua ng'ombe yote. Hata anabingisha mimi munduki.
They have called for the redeployment of officers from the Kenya Police Reservists Unit, noting that the ongoing security operation in the area has done little to fend off criminals. In a subsequent meeting, moments after the dust had settled on Saturday, local leaders, on the other hand, condemned the incidents that have marred Baringo and Elgeyo Marakwet counties for the past 2 weeks.
Watu wamehama, watu wanaishi barabarani. Tunataka tuombe Red Cross wakuche watusaidie, kaunti wanatusaidia, na wale wengine wana msaada yeyote wakuche watusaidie.
We have requests which we have made, solutions to these illicit criminal barbarian acts which have been carried out by these criminals. And those have been and will be manifested to the county, the CS, Mr. Matiangi.
David Muthoka, TV47.
Thank you, Muthoka, for that report. Now, as campaigns intensify ahead of the August 9th elections, Interior CS Fred Matiang'i has urged Kenyans to maintain peace before and after the elections, saying the government has put measures in place to ensure a safer country.
Stretching out his hand, probably heeding on a call for peace as the country heads to an intense electioneering period, Interior CS Fred Matiang'i traversed Nyamira County, where he was able to conduct a meeting with the county area chiefs. The meeting entailed the first issuance of identification cards to the youth in order to facilitate the voter registration exercise set to kick off next week.
We have been asking counties here now, chiefs, assistant chiefs, to move around the villages and to ensure that everyone gets who has not picked the ID, they pick the ID, because how are they going to register as voters if they don't have the IDs? So this is why the RC and the County Commissioner and I were meeting the Ngao team in Nyamira, and we'll be meeting all of them. The RC has already been meeting chiefs and assistant chiefs in other counties to tell them that we have to support our people to ensure that they register, and then of course that's how they're going to register as voters.
Matiang'i also assured residents and Kenyans in general of the security in the electioneering period, urging Kenyans to maintain peace.
We are in a campaign season. I've been asking my colleagues in the Ngao to ensure that we do everything we can to keep our communities together. Our responsibility is to ensure that our country remains safe and secure even through this transition period.
Now on to education matters, as the Ministry of Education has assured candidates living in counties facing insecurity that they will sit their exams as scheduled. And as Elizabeth Atieno now reports, the ministry has further promised the affected candidates that they will be considered during marking of the national exams.
Following the closure of 6 schools due to the runaway insecurity in Baringo and Elgeyo Marakwet counties, the government, through the Ministry of Education, has today assured the affected candidates that they will sit the exams as scheduled and that they will be highly considered during marking.
I want to reassure you that all Kenyan children will get exams where they are supposed to get exams. We are not going to be scared by a few bandits. Every child, even where there are issues of security, will have exams and they will get their marks and they will be given due consideration as the exams are marked.
The government, however, insists that no capitation will be extended to students studying in private schools for the implementation of the competency-based curriculum CBC. This despite the private schools decrying huge financial constraints occasioned by the COVID-19 pandemic.
The private schools are requested, those who want, there are primary schools which are excellent. Those who want to create standalone junior secondary schools, like in the city of Nairobi, they are requested to do so. It is most unreasonable for them to ask government to fund them.
According to Magoha, public schools in the country offer free education and Kenyans who opt to take their children to private schools should bear the cost.
So if you want free primary school, come to us, we have capacity and teachers. If you want day secondary school, which is also absolutely free, come to government because government is paying everything.
Speaking after inspecting the ongoing construction of CBC classrooms at Mangu and Gatundu High Schools in Juja and Gatundu South constituencies respectively, Magoha confirmed that plans are underway to fast-track completion of 10,000 new classrooms across the country to accommodate junior high school students next year.
And because we are good planners, he has already released 4 billion plus the 1.2 that I removed from the infrastructure fund. And the classrooms we are building are for grade 7, which will be from next year.
On matters CBC, Magoha maintained that the curriculum is transformative and will have a positive impact on the future of education in the country.
It is the most transformative thing His Excellency the President has done for our country. Most people will not see it. Most of the non-intelligent people will not see it until after he has left.
Elizabeth Atieno, TV 47.
Thank you, Elizabeth, for that report. Now it's time to take yet another short break. We will be right back with more. Do keep on sending your feedback at TV47 Kenya across all social media platforms with the hashtag being a TV47 Weekend.
Hello and welcome to TV47 Wildlife. I am your host, Sandra Wahito. And this show lets you see the beautiful wildlife varieties and nature we have in our magical country right from your couch.
re-strategize, as you set your resolutions, as you plan for a great year ahead. We at Morning Cafe stay true to the call. We make sure that we get you ahead so you can always stay ahead.
Looking for ways to make cash this January? Well, look no further.
Welcome back to the broadcast. Now, Hajir Ibrahim, a Form 1 student at Wajir Secondary School, may not achieve his dream of becoming a general surgeon in Wajir County due to lack of fees. Hajir, who was the topmost pupil in his former primary school in last year's KCPE's future, now lies with his future now lies with well wishes, as Isidine Haji now reports.
In this desolate village at the heart of Wajir East constituency, meet Hajir Ibrahim, a Form 1 student at Wajir High Secondary School, whose education future is bleak as his family struggles to raise his school fees. Hajir is the eldest son in the family and an icon of hope for his 7 brothers and a little sister.
The fact that my mother is not able to raise my school fees, that's why when I go to school, the teacher said you need to pay the school fees so that you should take your chamber. Due to poverty, I was not able to pay the fees, which was much higher than our income. So that is why I preferred to be at home and not to school.
Hajir was the top student in his former primary school in last year's KCPE examination, a momentum he has vowed to keep in order to excel in KCSE exams as well. His former school head teacher says he was an astute pupil that had the zeal to achieve his dreams.
Hajir, as a boy, has been very firm in all that he does. He has been coming to school very early, attending preps, working very hard. And when you look at his home, the parents are unable to support him to go to school.
Despite a heap of challenges lying on his shoulders, he has maintained his level of academic excellence and was among A students in his Form 1 class. But Hajir's worries remain constant as his parents struggle to pay his school fees.
The fact that my mother is not able to raise my school fees, that's why when I go to school, the teacher said you need to pay the school fees so that you should take your chamber. Due to poverty, I was not able to pay the fees, which was much higher than our income. So that is why I preferred to be at home and not to school.
His dream to study medicine in the University of Nairobi was further inspired by the demise of the only general surgeon in Wajir County, who died at the end of last year. A path he says will enable his county to fill that vacuum and also enable him serve his people diligently.
First of all, my dream is to go to University of Nairobi, do medicine, especially surgery, specialize as surgery. First, I want to be a surgeon because the region where I'm coming from, Northeastern, the only surgeon some month back has died in a grisly road accident near our Grand Oasis. I want to do that surgery and come to the hospital of Wajir and serve the community and the society.
Hajir says his achievements in life so far wasn't a walk in the park. At times, he was forced to study with just a meal a day, barely secured at his homestead. But his ambition supersedes challenges that lay before him and a dream that inspires him to soldier on. Isidine Haji, TV 47, Wajir County.
Indeed, may well wishes come to his aid for Hajir to quench the quest of education so as to achieve his dreams. And now moving on, a night guard was today morning murdered in cold blood by unknown assailants in Sikulu area, Trans Nzoia County. Property of unknown value was stolen, with residents now calling on the police to intervene so as to ensure justice is served. Boniface Barasa reports.
Sikulu residents are still reeling in shock following the murder of Peter Cheptangat, a guard at the Sikulu primary school, whose lifeless body was found lying in a pool of blood. According to Wycliffe Pakachin, his brother was brutalized by unknown people in the wee hours of Friday night.
We are so grieved as a family because this man was my dear brother, close to me. And again, he's a family man. He has children, some are in secondary school. So what I want to urge is speedy investigation.
Ojo mtu kunyongwa kama kuku hivi ni hatia kubwa sana. Natilia kwa uchungu sana. Vitu kama hii mkumbuke na mtukumbuke, mtupatie security.
The area leaders condemned the heinous act and called for frequent security patrols as they proposed that school security guards should be given advanced training on how to handle firearms.
Kama serikali cannot provide magari ya kuchunga ya kufanya patrol, bas wapeleke all security personnel ama watchmen wote wapeleke training na wape mabunduki ya kulinda sehemu hii. Ama all schools wapeane mabunduki kwa security personnel, kwa sababu manji zingine wanafanya hivyo.
Serikali iongeze the number of police officers in each station, and then waweke gari so that wakati jambo kama hili linatokea kukuwe na uwepesi wa kufika mahala.
Confirming the incident, the area chief Ross Chebet said Senator Wamalo Secondary School was as well not spared, where crucial documents and electronic devices were stolen.
Kama serikali tuko macho na tumeanza uchunguzi haraka iwezekanavyo, na saa yoyote hao majangili watakamatwa. Lazima haki itatendeka kwa jamii ya Peter Cheptangat.
The body of the deceased has been moved to Kitale County Referral Hospital morgue awaiting autopsy. Boniface Barasa, TV47, Sikulu. Primary School in Saboti Sub-County, Trans Nzoia County.
It is indeed rather unfortunate. May justice be served. Now, Kiharu residents in Murang'a County have continued to flock medical camps set up in the area due to a biting shortage of drugs in the constituency's public hospitals. Residents have lauded the initiative, saying they can now access free treatment, decrying challenges in accessing treatment in local public health facilities since last year. A foundation associated with former Kegumo MP Jamlek Kamau, in partnership with various hospitals, has been holding free medical camps in various parts of Murang'a County.
Nikiona watu wengi namna hii ni kumaanisha kwamba kuna shida katikati ya watu wetu kuhusu mambo ya health issues, na pengine ukiangalia mahospitali yetu kuna watu wanaenda, nimesikia wengine hapa wakisema wameenda hospitali, wanapimwa macho, wanaambiwa wanunue miwani, wanasema hawana pesa ya kununua miwani.
Tumekuja hapa kwa mashida arthritis. Unaona hata mama wengi wanakuja hapa na tujiti. Sauli, sisi hapa kwetu ni kupanda na kushuka kwa milima. Sasa ukibeba mizigo, unaenda unainama, sasa miguu inaleta shida. Sasa hapa tunakuja, lakini hata hapa madaktari wetu hapa ni wazuri. Lakini madawa kupata ni shida. Lakini saa hii tumepata madawa.
Kuona
kutibu magonjwa kama hypertension, diabetes na arthritis. Na tena tunaona other minor ailments kama respiratory tract infection, deworming, na pia tunapatiana vaccination ya COVID-19 na HPV-10 kwa wasichana wote wako na umri ya miaka 10 to 14 years. Ile mashida tunapitia sana sana hapa ni wagonjwa labda wanakuja kama ugonjwa imeenea sana. Sasa hata ukimtuma ugonjwa umeenea sana. Na tena kama ugonjwa haujaenea sana, unaweza tuma mgonjwa lakini hana hiyo pesa ya kwenda to the referral hospital.
Moving on, members of the Murang'a Bar Owners Association have raised concerns over an alarming increase in the sale of substandard alcohol by mushrooming wines and spirits shops in the area that pose a health risk to residents. Addressing the press in Murang'a, the members, led by the chairperson Simon Joroge, called on security agencies to launch a crackdown on the distributors and suppliers of these counterfeit alcoholic drinks.
A number of people engaging in manufacturing, distribution, and sales of alcoholic drinks have put money-making as the only purpose of running their business, irrespective of what harm their business are doing to the health of their customers, or how many lives of young people they are destroying. Our men and the young people are being turned into zombies who cannot think, and even as adults are dependent to their mothers or wives. We shall join with other groups, including churches, lawmakers, the police, administration, and other government agencies to eliminate this malice. We shall publish and shame any of our members involved and remove him or her from our association.
Some businessmen, because of greed or money, they have resorted in doing monkey business. As you may find, a wines and spirits, which is supposed to be doing wholesale, they are doing retail. Some of them are even opening bottles and giving drinks in glasses. Some of them have started even operating like bars, which is not allowed.
Now on to environmental matters, as the government has reiterated its commitment to reintroduce 4K clubs in schools where learners will be trained on modern farming technologies to create more awareness on food safety in the country. Speaking in Oljororok constituency after commissioning several water projects and issuing farming toolkits to farmers, Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Peter Munya pointed out that the initiative will see pupils from primary schools taught on how to grow crops through 4K clubs.
Pia tunapeana kwa primary schools kwa sababu tuna ile mradi tunafufua ile ilikuwa inaitwa 4K clubs kwa mashule ya watoto wetu waweze kujua kulima wakiwa wadogo, si ndio? Na tutoe ile kasumba ya kufikia kilimo haina maana. Hakuna nchi ambayo hakuna watu wanalima. Hata ukienda Marekani wanalima. Ama unafikiri wanakula nini? Kwanza wengine wanalima zaidi mpaka wanatushia chakula sisi, na vile tuko na ardhi nzuri. Kwa hivyo watoto wetu nataka wasome hiyo. Lakini tunataka wajue kusoma kulima kisasa, wakitumia teknolojia na utaalamu. Tunaelewana? Ndio sababu tunafanya hata mechanization. Kule tulikuwa tunazindua mechanization centers za kusaidia watu kupata equipment ya kisasa, ndio tusiendelee kuzunguka na njembe.
Sasa ni kupeleka huu mradi kwa design ambao tunamaliza mwezi ujao, ndio tutafute pesa tuunde huu mradi. Ndio hii mambo ya borehole na water pan na yale mengine iwe pia long term itakuwa ni pesidam. Kwa hivyo tuko kazi na hiyo tumefanya na tutaendelea kufanya.
Now it's time to get sporty, as Menengai Oilers earlier today solidified their spot atop the Kenya Cup rugby competition standings after securing a 34-6 victory against Homeboys RFC at the Nakuru ASK Showground. Bildad Ogete scored a try in the first half to give the Oilers an early lead before making his second try, which was successfully converted by Geoffrey Ominda in the 30th minute. John Okoth and Steve Ocheng also scored tries to